Well, yeah, you're chugging a bubbler,
I
dude.
smell like Olive Garden because I had Olive Garden leftovers for my birthday.
Oh, that's
Sorry you're
nice.
stuck down here with me. It's going to be a stinky night for you, sir.
Awesome. Well, I should have had a few more garlic venison sticks.
I got some of those upstairs too. You want me to get some of
We
those?
could do some battle. This sounds like a deer cam competition already.
Just gonna start
We're
farting.
not
here.
even there.
Farting in here is not recommended.
No,
It's,
definitely
we've
not.
done it, and then we're like, well, now we were
Really?
Why
Who
did I
did
do
that?
that to myself?
Really? Why did you do that?
I think I
Enclosed
did it once.
space, no ventilation.
You and Derek were like actually mad at me or something.
Yeah, dude, that one was rank. Like you could knock a buzzard off a gut wagon with that thing.
This is the okayest hunter podcast. Never pass on shooter bucks, because that's just meat in the freezer. It's your tag, you hunt how you want. This is okayest hunter.
Hey everybody, what's up? I'm Eric.
And I'm Greg.
You're gonna listen to us talk tonight, and we do have a guest. We'll bring him on a little bit. Fret not. Lots of guests coming up.
Guests
I
are
think
good.
we talked about that last week.
Honestly, people don't want to listen to us all the time. I don't even
or
like,
ever.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to listen to myself talk.
Who listens to this show?
There's a handful.
Yeah, there's a couple. We got regulars.
Probably more than the Fisher side, but
I don't know. Yeah, actually, before I get into the partners, I do want to take a second to call out the network. We're part of the OKS Podcast Network.
The network.
There's a whole bunch of us. We got Greg, who also represents the OKS Fisher Podcast.
Along with Matt.
And Matt, who's not literally here. He's here in spirit as I drink this spirit.
Mm.
Not to be confused with the horse named Spirit from the movie that my daughter likes.
Oh, Lord. So when you buying a horse?
I'm just going to stay away from that one as long as I can. She lives like horseback riding. Yeah, so there's OKS Fisher Podcast, OKS Hunter Podcast, Western Territory Podcast, Camp OKS Podcast, OKS Cook, OKS Trapper, Boyer, I said Western Territory.
Yep, Powderhorn.
Powderhorn's new.
And then there was another
Wild Strength Podcast.
Wild Strength.
I must be forgetting somebody. Oh, Upduck.
Paul Campbell.
Paul Campbell turkey season's like on fire right now. It is like
it is that
cranking.
time of year.
I just had a terrible memory, so I'm not trying to like forget about people. I just can't remember things when it's time to say them.
We have something for just about everybody.
We have two more on deck now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I got to owe them both contracts. So I'm always the bottleneck to this crap.
Come on, Clark.
Anyway,
you can do it.
Take a listen to some of the other shows on the network. They're very enjoyable. It's good stuff. The Daily Deer is another one, but I'll put links in this episode's show notes.
Dropping Pins
with Derek. That sits on the same feed though. So if you listen to this podcast, you'll probably run into Dropping Pins though. At some point, maybe I should put it on its own. I don't really know how to do stuff, so I'm trying to just keep it all as efficient as humanly possible. And yeah, I think that's it for that. We're brought to you by Nosler. This particular podcast is, and they were just talking about their Varmageddon ammunition. So varmint season is here. I don't know if anyone's like out there killing coyotes.
I mean, it's coyotes, it's raccoons. If you want to, I mean, whatever. If you want to go out west and prairie dog hunt, scoop up some Varmageddon.
That's a fun name. That's kind of fun to say.
Mm-hmm.
Varmageddon. Mm-hmm. I get it. It makes like it's very. And then they have the whitetail country, which came out last year. There's no whitetail to be shooting right now. We did just watch the first pass of like part one of. It is not going to be a part one, part two when we put it out there, but the Oregon hunt.
You got an insight to it.
Yeah, we got to see.
Just say that.
It was a first pass, so we could see it before we went on to finish the rest of it to make sure it was like in the right direction. And I think it's pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's heading the right direction.
I'm really excited to put that out there. So you probably saw us post a picture on our social about it, and it's coming soon, which is what we said. We didn't give it a date yet. We will once it's done, but we're working on it. So stay tuned there. And then, our other partners, we really enjoy all of our partners, to be quite frank. Like Latitude Outdoors, they have a lot of different things coming out this year. Inventory is low now because they sold through most of their stuff, obviously, during last hunting season. So
Trade show season is here.
Yeah,
so
good point.
they had some stuff move at trade shows and
Mhm.
things. So, but the new product lines, it's some nice tweaks to some of the other stuff, and there's some new things coming altogether.
Yeah, stand by. And then Rack Hub, I mean, this is a great time of year. Rack Hub's got some really exciting things coming out later this summer. I'm not going to say what it is, obviously, but stay tuned. I promise it's going to be. I'm not really actually even like trying to like, it's going to be the best thing ever. You're just like, it really is very exciting. I'm pretty enthused about it. I was talking to TJ about it today, actually, and I'm like, dude, I can't fucking wait. Like, this is crazy. Like, I don't know how you're able to do all these really exciting, cool things. So if you haven't heard of Rack Hub, check them out. Use code OHP across all of our partners. You'll get a discount. Quick Trip, we don't have a code for them because it's a gas station.
Right.
But, well, you can tell them OKS Hunter sent you. And, like, I don't know that anyone that works here is going to understand what the hell you're talking about, but it could be a fun experiment.
Like, no joke, I was at the gas pump and I had a guy, like, looking at me. I'm like,
this happened to you before.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't, like, want to come over and beat my ass for something. And he just kept looking at me. And then I think he looked at his phone and he looked at me again and he just kind of shook his head. And I don't know if he, like, saw the ad that you put out there or what, but
the one where you're in the tree.
I got mugged pretty good. And then, I don't know, he left me alone. He gave me a nod and then he left. He took off. So I don't know. Who knows? Maybe he thought I owed him money or something.
And then finally, one of the partners that we brought on is Gerber Gear. And whether you're trying to like break down the thousands of boxes in your garage from your wife's Amazon shopping obsession to cutting open a packet of meat, being the hero at a birthday party, to having a multi-tool at your side for all sorts of odd and end things that you're inevitably going to need one of those things for, Gerber's got you covered. Even on the camp side of things, they got a complete with the EAT at the end, cutting board set where like it's like a Tupperware, but the top is a cutting board. It's pretty sweet. And obviously if you're using their cutlery, it's pretty sharp. It's awesome. We got a couple knives here on the table. We got
be careful with that. I don't want to be taking you to some
bigger knife.
Be careful.
Pretty great. So,
you see, that's how people get hurt, right there.
Anyway, is that Kydex? Is that what that's called?
Yeah, it's Kydex.
Yeah, the Kydex. I'm saying it right. Holders that just go right on your belt loop.
Yep.
I think one of those gutted up a deer, so it might have some blood on it still.
It's good as long as it's not your blood.
Well, it could be. So many Amazon boxes, Chase says. So let's get our guests in here tonight on the show. I'm really excited about this, and I don't know why he decided to debut himself on a podcast on this. It may not have been your mistake, Skyler, but thanks for joining us.
It's all right.
Don't worry. The bar is really low here, so you're not in any danger.
You're good. Hey, trust me, I'm used to setting it low, so you're good.
Well, I mean, I imagine like most people, once they start to realize what we're talking about, they'll start to go, oh, he's that dude. I think they'll all know. But
yeah, for sure.
Do you have different social handles on TikTok or IG other than your actual name?
No, they are all, it's all 100% under my name.
How do you feel about that choice? Like, do you think you should have named it something different? Or are you good with that being you?
I mean, I won't lie, I'm not like a super big nicknames kind of guy. So, I mean, I always call people by their full name. So, I mean, especially now that people, and I'm not bragging or anything, but lately, especially since last year's season, pretty much every time I go to a bar, somebody seems to know me. And I do enjoy that they come up to me and call me my name and not like, hey, dear guy or whatever, they say, hey, Skyler, how's it going, man? So I do enjoy that about it. Yes.
That's pretty funny. Like, do I know you? Like, we're not to your level because like we've been around for a while. We've not had the like sheer explosion of exposure that you've had. So in the few times it happens to me with my wife's like, did you know that person? I'm like, no, I think they, but for you, it's tenfold.
Yeah, it is definitely cool. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, I talk a lot. So sometimes the problem is I want to talk to him for so long because I really do appreciate him watching them, but I got to watch it sometimes because I'll freaking go to the bar and talk to him for hours, man. And I'll be like, ooh,
That's pretty funny, dude. So you got a day job. You and Greg were cutting it up a little bit before we started. Take a second, man, to tell folks who you are and what it is we're actually talking about. If you haven't seen Skyler Bradley's Instagram or TikTok account, hey, you're fucking missing out.
It's funny,
Thank you.
funny and relatable content, in my opinion, especially when we're talking
Yes.
deer hunting, tradespeople, how they talk to each other, how they act to each other. The fishing stuff is funny too. Like,
Yeah, thank you.
you've done really well with it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I mean, honestly, when I started it all, I mean, I was literally standing on a roof at work and I really didn't want to work the following weekend. And I had an idea about, oh, I bet you a lot of other people don't want to work this weekend. And I mean, I looked into, making TikToks and stuff like that before, but I honestly just kind of threw one up and kept going with it. And my absolute favorite thing to do is hunt and fish. So in the meantime, I was working full time. I was getting out of work, making a construction video, and then I was going hunting or fishing. And I literally just thought, like, if I could make a video standing in my boat, or for example, like the hunting ones, I make those across the street from where I hunt. So I mean, those ones I could I could get out of work at 3:30, make the deer parts in 15 or 20 minutes, cut them up in my truck, throw all my hunting gear on, get my bow out and everything, make the deer video, edit them, post them, go in the woods hunting. So that's really what started all of that.
And there's got to be some level of thought that's put into these, because your ability to strike a chord of relatability, be like, oh my God, that's totally real. Like, I don't know how much thought goes in. If for us, we do content, I would say we're not as like crafty as you, but we think a lot about the relatability piece. And I'll tell you, man, when we're out there hunting, like Greg, I think, was it 2 seasons ago, you hunted with me in a property. He sends me a text about the squirrels driving him crazy. 3 minutes later, I put a post out of the Office scene where they're doing parkour, and I'm like, me trying to enjoy a hunt, and then cut to fucking squirrels, and it was that Office scene. So like, the relatability piece just starts to hit naturally in stride come hunting season, and we can't turn it off. I don't know if that's how you're going about it, or if you're a little more strategic about like, let me storyboard this, or whatever.
I mean, I'll be completely honest with you. I'm a really all over the place kind of person anyways. And the other thing that I did kind of like notice when I started them is like is a lot of the guys that I worked with, I could always, compare it to something or relate it to something and kind of just, make even a bad situation, just make everybody kind of laugh. So I feel like I just kind of do that with the videos, like everyone in the woods hunting is mad at a squirrel, so when I put the costume on and just exaggerate everything that a squirrel does, and you see the hunters sitting there getting frustrated, and you think of the million times you've been in a tree to where that's happened. I mean, I feel like me experiencing it as a person helps a lot, because I do deer hunt like every single day that I get a chance to. So I mean, I've had a lot of things happen to me, just random things happen to me in the woods, and I just feel like we all kind of deal with the same stuff out there to some scale,
Yeah, dude, totally. Like, and I think that's why it's so
Yeah. And the other thing is, honestly, most of the best videos I ever made, so the only thing that I really write down is I write down like an idea. Like, say I get an idea at work or before bed or whatever. I'll just type in like deer takes hunter's bow and runs off in the woods and says, you need to get off your phone and pull up your bow better, right? And when I go out to make that video, chances are when I'm making that one, it seems that I'll have an even better idea about how I could go about like something else, and that's how the best ones are normally made. It honestly seems like
just being in the field.
Yep.
Yeah.
You start to manifest it, and it ruminates a little bit and grows.
Yeah. Yep. Well, and I mean, like, so for example, last year I made that video, Bucks training for the rut. I don't know if you guys seen it.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was the one where I was running. Like, that video was like one of my absolute favorites. And that one, I went up there to make the squirrel videos. And at the end of it, I said, dude, look at that sunset. We need to do something badass on that hill in front of this, like for the deer videos, like just something. And that's where that came from.
Dude, you should like, I have no shortage of ideas. We should just talk every now and again. I'm sure you're getting a lot from your audience.
Yes.
You have so much, but like, can you just stuff some pillows into your neck in the costume? Like, man, why is your neck so fucking big? Mine isn't big yet, man. Like, what's going on? Are you taking roids? Like, what? No, I got that salt block over there. You got to get these minerals, son.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, dude,
I don't know.
And there's so many more to make. So this summer I'm gonna do a lot more with like trying to put does and other bucks into the videos, like just straight up other people, And just because I have a lot of friends around, whatever. But I think like the girls' side of things would be like get the doe's perspective of the bucks during the rut,
That would
multiple
be
does. Like I think
that'd
it'll
be
be. I
yeah.
think it like, dude, like I can just envision making my buddy dress up like a girl and putting him by a couple like girls, and then having a 10 point and a spike walk out to the field, and the two pretty girls are like, oh, I want the 10 point, and then and then my buddy dressed like a girl. Hey, I want you. I swear I'm a doe. And like even something like that could just be hilarious. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
like that's like some Adam Sandler shit. He gets his crew around him, and it's like he's always got the same people saying the same shit every movie. Like that's a huge bitch, like
Yeah, yeah. And dude, I ordered Fox, so I'm doing some videos with a Fox Pro game call that I got because my dad's super. So I turkey hunt, deer hunt, steelhead fish, salmon fish. Those are my favorite things. And I already have a lot of hobbies. And I like when I say I'm into something, I mean it's just like the videos. I mean I will do it every single day. It's just I just enjoy stuff. And so just yeah, with stuff like that.
you got to get. I guess you're gonna have another guest on the OK's Fisher podcast.
Maybe.
I mean, you could talk about actually fishing and all that stuff.
Yeah,
like,
oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
going to town there. What was it like the first time you put this costume on? Like, what was going through your mind? How did you feel? Were you like, I can't believe I'm gonna do this, or like, let's just send it. Like, walk us through the first time you did that.
Well, so thankfully, before that, I was doing all the construction content. So I was already making, some sort of money off of the videos.
Yeah. So you're
And
kinda comfortable.
when hunting season rolled around, I didn't have time to, stop at home, put that hard hat on, make them all, edit them, because I like to like get ready to hunt, So like when I get ready to hunt, I like to just be ready to go. So in just with deer hunting fogging up my memory, kind of, I didn't have any good construction ideas. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. I literally was up in my stand. Because the first season I did them, I didn't post the first one till October 22nd. And I had shot a doe on like the 19th or something like that. And when I shot her, she kind of ran off, and freaking the other one was standing there, and just like, dude, it was like a light bulb went off. And I literally told like all my friends when I ordered that deer costume, I said, dude, I'm gonna do something that you might think I'm weird or stupid, but I promise it'll be hilarious. And like I even told my dad, I said, Dad, if you see me dressing up online in a deer costume, like it's comedy, like promise, like it'll be funny. I promise. And I mean, I'm super happy I did it. But yeah, I made him out in my dad's. I literally called my buddy Sawyer, who's a really close friend of mine, who helps me video some of the deer videos, and I said, hey man, you gotta come video me wearing a deer costume and up in a tree stand today, and I'm making a video. I think it'll do good. And luckily the first one got like a couple million views, so like after that I was throwing
It was
that
like
thing on.
validation above and
Nice.
beyond what you thought. You're like, oh fuck
Yes,
yeah, I
no
just got
problem.
into this vein. Good.
Yep.
I remember it was probably one of the. I'm sure I've seen whatever the first one was.
Yeah, and they used to have a lot more
Good
cuss
job
words
there.
in them too, but yeah, they don't let me do that anymore.
Oh yeah, I suppose you could, but you have to bleep them out. They're not going to pay as much money.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
Yep.
Yeah, I do like the cuss words.
Yeah,
That
me too.
does make it a little bit more real and authentic.
Yeah, I know.
If you beep them out, you can get by with it.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, and I do bleep them out on Facebook, but I don't know. Facebook's always throwing something weird at me, so.
Yeah, go figure. We got that kind of weird stuff too. Although we just finally got through a bunch of weird shit with them. Because we do like movie stuff. It's a whole different ball game with that, the movie clips and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, you were saying something. I cut you off like a terrible podcast host.
No. Oh yeah. No, you're good. No, I was just saying, yeah, Facebook last season actually, when I posted like one of my best deer videos, I remember watching it. It was at like I have one strike on there that's kind of slowing me down, and I always put the me shooting the deer out of my stand, which is me shooting me in the deer costume, right? It's 100% fake. Last year, just randomly, I had one hit like 6 or 7 million views like within a day, and they marked it for dangerous activities or something. And ever since then, it's been really weird, but I don't know.
Dude, we had a video on YouTube that we're still in a bad strike with it, and it said it was because it was sexual content. And I was like,
Huh.
the fuck? We don't have any sexual content. What is this? Could we
Is
just
it
be?
all because you bent over and
It was
and
Mike
your hind
dragging
end?
out a deer,
Oh,
breathing heavy, and I like challenged, and I was like, "No, it's a dude breathing. What are you talking about? He's outside." And they like said, "No, it's sexual content." They didn't let us. They didn't like accept our challenge request or our challenge
bunch
flag.
of knobs.
I was like, "Come on, it's not."
That's before their AI bots got their shit
That's what
figured out.
happened, dude. It's like an AI bot tripped the trigger on the wrong thing, and now like we're stuck in some sort of purgatory because like a robot doesn't know how to tell the difference between a man breathing because he's out of shape versus some woman, and man going at it. It's just stupid. Anyway, it doesn't actually matter. But yeah, then you got to navigate that kind of stuff. You never know what you're going to get when you reach that kind of audience. It's wild what you'll get flagged for. I had another thought. What was I going to say? You've never been shot at, right? You're doing this on private land?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, so I actually get that comment a lot. You're gonna get shot out there doing this, da 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 da. Yeah, I do it right behind my dad's pole barn. I mean, especially during hunting season. Last summer I was doing them on a farm, out actually the farm that we hunt a lot. I was doing them out there, but on the top of a big hill, way away from where we hunt, but way better background for the videos. So I was doing them up there.
How many? And you have like a deer costume, a squirrel costume. What else have I seen running around out there? A freaking dog one recently with the coyote video.
Yeah, I everything, and I mean, I have costumes for videos that I haven't even made yet. Like, I want to make one of a bear coming out of a bunch of stuff.
Oh, the bear.
That was gonna be good.
And I mean, I have some really good ones for these coyote hunting videos, which is why I just ordered a bunch more costumes.
The coyote one was good. Like that was pretty great.
Thank you.
I mean, dude, the way you do them, like I really appreciate them. I mentioned when we were talking offline or whatever, like the deer blow that you do, and then you like, fuck you, pal, and you like run away. That is my favorite moment in most videos that you do. I don't know what it is.
Thank you.
But like, because it's so on point. Because if a deer could talk, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what the hell's going on.
Right. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, hey man, what would you say if you had someone sitting up in a tree with an arrow pointed at you?
I was hunting last bow season. For early season, I was hunting the ground, and I had a doe bust me. She just walked across my scent trail or whatever. Did she trotted off, blew some more, and then trotted off a bunch, and then came back and proceeded to blow at me from like 10 to 15 yards away.
Oh yeah, I'd have shot her for sure.
I was like, man, I'm gonna shoot you. Like I wasn't out here for this. Like what the? And then by the time I was about to shoot her, like she finally was like somewhat out of. I couldn't shoot. She was through some stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Blow me. And then what happened when I finally got up and got out of there, I realized because she had a fawn with her, and she's like just trying to protect the fawn for her life. Like there's something here. There's something here.
Oh yeah.
And she wouldn't stop. I think I called you and I was like, dude, this fucking doe blew for like an hour straight. I've never experienced a doe that aggressive.
Dude, just get aggressive and shoot her. Like,
put
an end to it.
Man, you're asking for
it.
Like,
she goes.
You old bitch. Quit blowing at me.
Especially them ones with a big long nose, dude. Them freaking bitches are smarter than big bucks.
Yes, they are.
She was loud, dude. It was wild. How many videos do you think you've made? Like, do you have any concept of how many you've done now? Like,
last year I started making the deer video. So like just for the deer, I mean, I make the work ones and the other ones pretty randomly. I mean, I try to tell myself no matter what, I make a video every day. So if I work 8 hours, I work 9. If I work 9, I work 10. Just because I'll do something when I get home or whatever. But I think going into deer season last year, I pre-made from July to like August 30th. I think I had 45 videos going into deer season.
Wow.
That's a chunk, dude.
And they were all 1 minute or longer videos because that's what I put on TikTok, and then I share other ones too.
Yeah, they want that 1 minute, which is harder to do than you think. Like it's not that easy to get a minute worth of content.
Well, and
hold attention and get it and hold it and keep it. It's like it's a lot.
Well, yeah, and this sounds weird, but I actually so I keep them over a minute and under a minute 30. But I feel like some of my videos do bad because I cut a lot of stuff out to make them a minute 30. Actually, like I always tell my buddies like that if I didn't have a job or whatever, honestly, this summer I would make all the deer videos, and I could really, like, this might sound dumb or whatever, but I think I could make a hilarious like 15-minute long like YouTube video of like a deer's day during the rut, of a deer's days during the opening day. Like, and I think I could have some amazing ones if I had the time to go out and do that, which I mean, I'm not saying I won't. I mean, I will do it
Yeah,
eventually.
it's like the fact that Bluey's coming out with a freaking movie, you know? Bluey, the 10-minute cartoon show for kids to come
Oh,
with a
really?
feature film. Like, because the shit was so successful. Like, well, fuck it, let's make a movie. Like,
Yeah.
you should do a 15, 20, 30-minute one and see what you can get away with. You should actually
Yeah,
just
and
do it.
I swear,
You should have you should have a
man,
buddy self-filming and just have them zoom in on you out in the field, like, just doing literal deer stuff and murmuring to yourself or something like that. Like, is this fucking deer crazy?
yeah.
What you're talking about?
Yeah,
Is he
oh,
talking
yeah.
to himself?
Well, and I always wonder, because I mean, I'm sure you've seen some of them to where I'm on the side of a road or at a gas station, or I just always got to wonder. I'm like, man, I wonder if they're just looking back here and they're like, what the fuck?
The gas station one, I saw that too. You're like, let's go for it. Did you get permission to? Because we just did something at a gas station, and we were partnering up with Quick Trip, so I was like still sketched out about it.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, so I went in there and bought a Gatorade and said, "Hey, ma'am, I make some TikTok videos. I'm gonna pay for 2 of those bait things, and I'm gonna run out there and grab them in 2 minutes with a deer costume on, though. So I'm gonna do that. Is that okay?" And then she said, "Yeah, that'd be great. What's your name on
Okay.
on whatever?" And I was like, "Well, just look up my name on Google, and you'll find it in about an hour."
Oh
So
my
they were
God,
totally cool with
great.
it.
That's great.
That's
Yep.
good.
Well, I mean, do you have any favorite ones, or like, it's cool that you got your buddies involved and just trying to get more folks in the mix. I just wish we lived closer. Freaking Michigan's not too close. I mean, it's not that far, but it's far enough. Damn it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if I could take my jet boat over there, I'd be over there in a buzz.
That'd be helpful right across the big pond.
Get
Yeah,
across
oh yeah.
the pond.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I do take it out there though to catch salmon in the summer.
Mhm.
Gosh, there's a lot, man. There's just so much you could do. Let's talk about hunting for a little bit. You said
Yep.
you're pretty obsessed, and as a tradesman,
Yeah.
my subs over here, I'm sure there's some seasons where, like, I don't know how you work out your schedule. I mean, it sounds like you're able to get out quite a bit.
Me?
Yeah, to like just
Yeah,
be out
so
hunting.
the shop that I work at's only a couple miles from home, and when I was an apprentice, I did work an hour and a half away, but luckily the foreman that I worked for was actually super cool, and he deer hunted a lot too, so he worked. So during that time, a lot of the times we'd come in at 6 and work till 2:30, and then that would put me back in Muskegon at about 3 o'clock, and then I could still make it up north to you know, to wherever I was going hunting that day. I got a spot that I hunt across the street from my dad's, a spot about 45 minutes north, and I hunt between those two pretty much all the time. And behind my dad's, I hunt out. I hunt too. So
Yeah. Are you? I mean, you're young, so
yeah, 24.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
and we think that's young, but like, you're probably thinking like, "Fuck, man, I'm 24." Like, you think you're getting up there. I promise you're not. Not yet. I'm trying to
Yeah,
think.
no, I'm not. I'm not too worried about it, but
Yeah, but like, are you? We shoot bear. Greg's like super into like, bear shaft tuning, paper knock tuning. Like, he's super into tinkering with his gear. At one point, he was welding shit to like climb a tree and
oh
build
yeah.
his own. Like, what's your jam, man? Like, what's your setup like? We last
So I mean,
saddle hunt and shit. Like, I'm just
so I
curious.
mean, people a lot of my buddies normally laugh at me when they go out to my stands, and so like I said, I deer hunt a lot. I'm not gonna say I've killed a lot of big bucks. I've killed some really nice bucks, and I normally get a decent one almost every year. I hunt out of hang-ons and climbers. That's it. I'm not into the saddles, whatever. My dad, I think when I was growing up, we just, my dad does very well now, but my dad had me when he was really young. So growing up, I don't think he wanted to buy ladder sticks. So we were always climbing pine branches up into the hang-ons. And I honestly still do a lot of that. And we hunt out of double stands, rifle season. We got property now and we got really nice elevated blinds, stuff like that. But I really like being out in the open, out in a tree where you can hear everything and, all that good stuff.
Yeah, there's something to be said to be hunting out of a tree versus out of a box blind. I know there's a time and place for a box blind in some cases where
Oh yeah, for sure.
you don't have a tree to hang out of, or you just want to get out of the wind and be out there.
Oh
But
yeah.
there is something about hanging from a tree
Oh yeah.
one
For
way or
sure.
another.
Well, it's a hell of an advantage. I mean, you get some scent advantage. You got, obviously, your field of vision is totally changed. You can see past the horizon, or you can see a lot more. And You just can ambush them a lot better, but it comes with its
Oh, yeah.
give and take, as Greg's talked about. Give and take, give and take, give and take. What are the odds of your dad getting in one of these costumes with you at some point? Like, you can do a dad bod.
No,
Like,
no, probably not. I think so. My dad loves to deer hunt too, and but a couple years ago he got really into coyote hunting,
okay,
and this dude freaking will go to bed at 7 o'clock to wake up at 2 a.m. and just go coyote hunting or do what he is in it. He loves it, and so I mean he still deer hunts quite a bit. I mean he shot a nice buck a couple years ago actually, and I mean he's just not into it like he used to be.
oh man, interesting. So he's totally on the predator side.
Yeah, oh
He-
yeah, for sure. And I mean, as far as him getting in a video, I mean, I think he would if I asked, but I mean, I think he'd want to be like the hunter or something like that. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. It'd be one of those moments, like a weird father-son moment. We had mine when my dad came out and got down to the skivvies to cross river to retrieve a buck, and like we didn't see that coming really. I was like,
Yep.
let's just say there's parts of that didn't make the cut on the video.
No, I bet.
but it was like a fun moment, and I mean, like, we got Greg's filming and shit. We got camera guys now and stuff, and so like you're bound to be on camera if you're hanging out with us at some point.
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of like hopefully you're all right with that. But I just think it'd be interesting if your dad like literally played the role of your dad in a costume and was like, "I'm the real fucking buck," and just
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No.
stands there like a grumpy old man that doesn't want to be there.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not getting caught on camera. You just get glimpses of him every now and again. He doesn't ever say anything. It's like, the
Right.
buck you
Well,
wish
yeah, and
you
I mean,
could
I
have
could even have him standing in the background just looking at the camera, and they could be like, "Who's that?" And I could be like, "Oh, that's my dad," in the comments.
He doesn't talk to the camera. You're doing like an office style interview. Like,
Yep. He's just lurking right here.
that'd just be fun because what I've said about what we're doing here. We're doing the show and the podcast and all that stuff. These are time capsules, man. Like, this episode's gonna live for I don't know as long as the internet doing shit. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, so I mean, one thing that I am trying to do with all this is, I mean, so like I love to fish, I love to hunt, whatever. But my grandpa and my uncle and dude, I have a crap ton of little cousins, like crazy, right? And I was really lucky. My dad, dude, I mean, even though he doesn't deer hunt as much, I mean, I can go deer hunting alone now, but I mean, dude, he took me deer hunting, fishing, anything I ever asked. And yeah, that's one thing with all this stuff that I would like to see more of, in because I guess my main thing for all this is I make some fishing videos and stuff on YouTube. I always see these guys like on the side of the river, dude, like fishing. And I mean, I have a pretty nice jet boat. I go up there all the time. I can fish the whole entire river. But I always see these old men, dude, smoking cigarettes, drinking a beer on the side. And dude, I just think you could make in a guided trip up the river is an expensive day. I mean, you're talking $500-600. I would love to just be able to just take people up there, and I mean, the cost of it they would have to be on video, but I think that'd be a great thing. And you could just take people out that don't get a chance to, get on the river and go, or I mean, and you could even take it into hunting too. I mean, how I said I got multiple spots to hunt, dude, I got places to turkey hunt, deer hunt. I mean, and just like how you said the videos are time capsules, if I take my grandpa or my little cousin or my uncle or my dad on any of those trips, even if I put it on YouTube, whatever, or even if I just save it to my camera roll, at least I have a video of me and my grandpa or me and my dad or whatever going up the river and fishing that day. That's something that none of our parents have, nobody has. And I mean, even if you took a dad and a son out there for a day, I mean, the most they'd get out of the video is, I mean, a dad and a son would have video of the day they got to go up the river for no reason and slam some fish. I mean, everyone would love that, I think. But
I think anyone that's listened to the show for any length of time, I've mentioned in the past, I worked at when I was in college, I was working for a cell phone company and tech support and shit, and I'd get all these calls, and I mean, it must have been once a week, probably. I mean, you're fielding hundreds and hundreds of calls.
Yep.
And it was like, hey, so and so passed away. Can I get their voicemail downloaded? Or it was stuff like that, and it was like they just, when someone leaves this earth, their voice leaves. You can't talk to them anymore.
Oh, it's gone.
When people called to request their grandma's voicemail that they had left, or a bunch of them, I have voicemails on this phone that are saved that I refuse to delete for that very reason alone, because they're special messages. But additionally, like, I'm like, man, at some point I'm not going to be here. My kids will be here, and like, they can go to the dad when he was 24, 25, 26, 27, all the way to 38 now doing this shit. on the
Yep.
podcast, and they can hear me talk about them because they come up on this stuff. My dad's on it a bunch. I talk about him. He's in some of the videos. So, like, if at some point he's not gonna live forever either, I can go back and watch my dad getting down to his skivvies to go drag a buck across the river with me.
Right. Yeah.
It's wild, man. So I think anyone that people don't hate on videos, but there is this other component to it that is kind of special and a bit selfish, and I think that's totally fine. But if you have kids someday, it's gonna be like, man, why dad, why are you running around in a deer costume? What's that all about?
Yeah, for sure. Hey, I've actually thought about that.
That's how I paid for your college, Junior. Shut your mouth.
Yep. Yeah. Hey, you see
Get in the
this
deer
house we're in?
costume.
Okay, kid. Freaking go and ride your dirt bike or something.
You just got a bunch of squirrel costumes for them. Like, go, you're a
Yeah.
squirrel today. Go out there. Let's go. We're making some videos.
Yeah, dude. Hey, I actually did have a kid for I didn't have a kid personally, but I had a kid send me a message, and he said, "Hey, man, I bought. How did you attach those deer antlers to that hard hat? Did you pre-drill them? What'd you do? I bought the deer costume. I got the hard hat. I spray painted it brown. I'm gonna ask my dad to help me put the antlers into the hard hat." And I was like, "Dude, what are you doing with it?" I was like, what? I was thinking, and I don't really care. Like I wasn't gonna yell at the kid, but I was thinking like, oh, I wonder if he's gonna like try to make some deer videos or something. Dude, he freaking the kid ended up adding me on Snapchat, and he messaged me on TikTok and said, "Hey, man, I can't send pictures on TikTok. Add me back on Snapchat." So I added him back on Snapchat. Dude, he sent me a picture of him going to school. It was like dress up as somebody for school day, like
No
a costume
way.
day or something. Dude, he freaking dressed up like me to go to high school. I was like, that's hilarious.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Shit.
I was
That's
like, that's
pretty
funny.
Yeah. Well, if someone else does it, like, I don't know, they'd obviously be copying you. I'm willing to bet you've been copied a bunch by now. Like, someone's got to be like, I bet you.
Dude, I've actually, and I'm not calling anybody out. I'm not mad,
Yeah.
nothing. But there's been a couple brands that I've seen like videos just like mine with people in deer costumes, and they don't say, they don't. I mean, it's for their commercial, but yeah, I mean, dude, like I've had like obviously people send me stuff, my followers, whatever. Like I have so many shared things of like, dude, look at this, they're doing what you do, da 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 da,
whatever.
And I'm like, yeah, whatever, man. I'm like, what are you
They're
doing?
not you. Even if they did it, like your style and approach, the way you talk, the way that you deliver, the way you like your mannerisms, everything about how you do it, like you are what makes it really funny. And I love that you're.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Thank you. Oh man, you're incorporating more people in it, but like
impersonation's the highest form of flattery. Anyway,
yeah, 100%.
So.
We've been down that path before.
Yeah.
We're still the only 6-inch antler logo in the entire industry, as far as I'm aware.
Certainly are.
So
Nobody's copying that, which is real nice.
If they did, like, come on, you didn't get that from anywhere else,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, if they directly copied it, I think a lot of people would probably call them out on it. I would guess, but I don't know.
I made a page. I was fucking around like once I got pretty bored, or I don't know what's going on, but I made like an elitist hunter page. And I started trolling ourselves, and I had a whole bunch of people screenshot and be like, "Dude, what the fuck? Who's this guy? What are they?"
I remember that.
I was like,
I remember that
me.
when we first started messing around with this.
I was just putzing around, having fun.
I can't believe you did it. You trolled yourself, and you got all sorts of people fighting.
They were going nuts. They did not.
Yeah, that's funny.
It was pretty great. But I was like, just anytime someone said something like a total asshole, egotistical comment, I just like agreed with them, but took it 10 steps further, like just to show them like how ridiculous they sounded. So I wasn't like,
I was just
yeah.
Dude, I had a guy last year. So I don't care. Like, I don't let stuff bother me really with like hate comments or whatever like that, But I was sitting down in Illinois and I got in my stand like an hour early, right? So I freaking hop on my phone and I freaking went into my Facebook messages, And dude, this guy, I should actually find these and read you these, dude. This was the most. I'll do it when it's not on here. This guy said,
"Did you get roasted on stand?" Basically.
Oh my gosh, dude. Well, so this guy commented something about like something about the deer videos, or I don't even remember. And I kind of like chirped him back in the comments a little bit, which I normally don't do. But dude, I was bored. I was sitting down there all day, hunting. So I mean, I had a little extra time on my hands sometimes. So I was, letting people have it a little bit. And he messaged me, dude, and like I hope you fucking like die, and like all like I was like, wow, man, really, dude. He sent me paragraphs. I'm not kidding you, dude. this long, like, about how much he hated me. I was like, wow, man. I was just sitting up my tree, like, giggling about it, but I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's all it sounds like your problem, not my problem. In fact,
Yeah, I was like, wow, man, really? I was like,
Somebody
jeez.
crapped in that guy's Cheerios. That's all
Oh
it
yeah,
was.
and dude, I mean, not I say quite a few, but I mean, I probably only had 20, 30 that were to that extent, but
have you ever done a live video wearing the costume?
no, no.
Dude, could you do a live TikTok where you like take the POV point of view of I got this hunter's phone, I stole this guy's phone, like, and be live on TikTok or live on IG? Like, I feel like
that
'cause that
that would be funny to
better,
do,
like,
like, in the
deer steals
middle of
his phone.
November.
If there's like a
Yes.
couple ways for you to go live, I wonder what that would look like if you were live and then you were in character, so to speak. It would be, I mean,
Yeah.
they're skidded, but it'd be fun.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. And yeah, dude, and you know, and
You could do like AMA, ask me anything, but you're like the fucking buck. And like you just let people ask you questions and answer it from the deer perspective. I think that'd be a ton of fun. I would
yeah,
love
oh
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I could do something like that.
I'm sorry, I keep just telling you what you should do.
No, oh no, oh dude, I am open ears. I promise.
We get
You are
things like
all
that.
good.
You guys should do this. You should. I'm like, yeah. If you knew all the things that I'm actually doing, like, but some people
No,
are good
no,
at
dude.
taking action
Yeah,
on them.
no,
You know,
dude,
it's
you are
tough
good.
that you can't get to
You
all
are
that
good.
stuff. But when you finally do share someone's idea and if you tag them, like, look, man, I did the thing you said, they'd probably feel like super excited about it.
Oh yeah, and I mean, dude, like I remember I had one last year about this like deer that dude I got, and this one was totally off a message, dude. Like, I mean, I obviously built it onto the message a little bit, but this dude texted me and said, "Hey, man, can you do one where you put out a decoy and the buck walks up to it and he's like heartbroken when he finds out it's fake?" And then I did like to where the deer saw the decoy, got excited, went up there and like just told the hunter, he said, "You know what, man, I'm done trying. Just shoot me." Like this and that. Like that, like that's a perfect example of one that I pulled right out of my messages.
Oh boy, that's great. Tony Cordero says, I think Greg would make a great cranky old buck. I think he's absolutely correct.
Oh
Thanks,
yeah,
Tony.
heck yeah, freaking come up to Michigan, throw a deer suit on, dude.
All right,
Levi
run
said,
around the woods.
that's how you should have done the podcast. I thought about that. I was like, man, I'm not gonna have you wear a deer costume sitting over there in the chair, but that's kind of like if you were closer, there's no way I would let you not come into the studio without
Oh,
wearing
there'd
that
be
deer
some
costume.
collaborating. Trust me.
You'd be
Oh
a
yeah.
full-on takeover.
Oh yeah. Well, and I'm trying. So I've been. I mean, obviously now they're getting a little. So now that they're getting a little bigger, I have like not, I guess, any like huge deal people or anything, but just some people who have a lot more followers than me. I have a lot of people that want to come because what I'm trying to do is like the one character. I mean, obviously I can throw my friends in them, but I always try to be the main character, the animals for whatever reason. And but the hunter spot in the videos, that's just a filler spot. Dude, I think if I could get some big name people in that hunter spot and just, use whatever the deer can use whatever stereotype. Because I mean, everyone on their page has, some kind of joke you can make about them that everyone will relate to or
Yeah.
whatever. I think if you frame the video around whoever's in the tree stand and then make it like a hunting scenario, I think those would do great with just other people as the hunter.
Yeah, be like, fuck, is that the okayest hunter up there? Dude,
Yeah.
don't worry, dude dropped his release 10 minutes ago. He also dropped his fucking bow and left this back of the truck. He can't even
Yep.
take a picture of us to call his friends because he fucking dropped his phone.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
got
Yep.
nothing on us. Let's go fuck around. And then, you just
Well,
sit there.
yeah, and then I mean, I've been doing some stuff on the construction side too, which is like some advertisement stuff. Just like I just
Yeah,
actually
that's
answer
great.
the emails now. But dude, I mean, as far as like making commercials for stuff, dude, like hunting stuff, dude, I couldn't imagine like the ideas that I have for like tree stands, dude, like testing a tree stand's durability that I can make with all those animal costumes, dude, and like what the animals could do out in the woods to a trail cam or a tree stand or to someone's food plot or
You are just
to
up there
any piece
flipping
of
it off.
hunting equipment, I
You
think
flip
would
it
be
up as much
great.
as you want, but it's not going to break.
Yeah, right. Well, dude, I mean, I always think like, you could have a freaking spike horn and a squirrel walking down a trail with like 10 cameras around his back, squirrel lugging 2 tree stands and be like, all right, man, all right, squirrel, climb up there and get that one, and he climbs up there and can't get it down or something. I mean, you could do anything with stuff like
So
that.
fun. I love the integration part of how that can all work, and it can be super, super fun on the brand side with all the brands that are out there.
Yeah, oh yeah, and I mean, it's
By
still
bunch.
actually content, like,
Yeah.
like a
It
video
makes
like
the
that,
content
I
actually improves
still
the
think
content
would
'cause it
be
gives you
good.
more to work with. It gives you other
Yeah.
ideas that you wouldn't have thought about.
Right, for sure.
Like I would never have put a tree stand by a Quick Trip.
Right.
There's no reason to do that until they came knocking.
But we managed.
Yeah.
We managed.
Yeah, that's funny.
I don't know. That's fun. I can't wait to see what else we come up with because I have no ideas after that one. I feel like that I blew my wad on that one, or Greg's wad. I don't know. And those jalapenos were super freaking spicy.
Yeah, I was freaking messing around in my notes the other day, and I was actually kind of upset about it because I was trying to delete this big section of like notes that I had for the skit that I already made.
Mhm.
And I've had like when I first started TikTok, made this note section in my notes that was like TikTok ideas. And I have every idea basically. Like I would always delete the idea and put the idea back down like abbreviated, but like that it was already made, you know? Cuz I mean, when I said I had ideas in there, dude, I had so many. Well, somehow I selected all and then I backspaced and typed the letter Y.
Oh
And
no.
then I didn't know what to do, so I exited out of the app and then I couldn't backspace anything that I did, so I lost them all.
Oh
Every
no.
last one of them.
Oh no. That sunk your heart pretty hard.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean it's all right. I'm filling it back up, so it should be all right.
Yeah. Jeez, that's not fun. Anyway,
No.
there's no shortage of ideas. That's for sure. You get them from
Oh
the
no.
comments. They come to you all the time. You drive around, an idea hits you. You watch a movie, an idea hits you. It's like you can't turn it off. At least that's how
Oh
I
yeah,
feel.
no, definitely not.
Yeah, you got it's a fun thing you're doing. The fact that you're getting paid for it, super freaking great. It's
Oh yeah,
motivating,
yeah.
inspiring for others, and you're entertaining the shit. I can't tell you how many people were sharing your videos at deer camp this year. I mean, you already know that.
Yeah, and that's what I love to hear because I mean, dude, I have family members that when I go up to deer camp, I mean, I laugh so hard my stomach hurts.
Mhm.
I mean, so I just love knowing that like when I'm hanging out at deer camp laughing, you know, that I'm making, you know, and you're talking big numbers, dude, because like just during February and November last year, I think I had like 26 million views on just Facebook or something off those deer videos. And I was just thinking like, gosh, dang, man, like there's
That's a
so
lot of
many
human
guys
beings.
just
You know what I mean? That's a ton of people.
yeah, dude. It was just and you know, I just love knowing that some, you know, 14-year-old kid that was me standing around a fire, his uncle or is saying, "Hey, man, watch this," you know, and you know, I mean, sure, I swear a little bit in it, but you know,
You
and
have
that's
to.
my thing
You
with
have
the
to. You got to
swearing.
be yourself.
It's
You got
like
to be
I feel
yourself.
like when I was at deer camp when I was a kid, man, like that was where like you know, like these are like jokes, you know. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's okay to swear. I'll,
yeah.
so for your film, the short film idea, this 15, I'm saying short film, like 15 minutes could really do it justice. Like, I'm assuming you had to have somehow, and if you haven't already gotten contact with Lee Ellis, I'd be happy to make an introduction if you'd be willing to answer my text message when I send you a note to you and him. But like,
I have not. No, I have not, dude. I watch
let's see
him
if we can
all the
let's
time.
get our people and your people to try to get to Lee. It shouldn't be that difficult. And if
Yes,
Lee does it,
dude.
you could do like one of his videos of like how he's putting in this investigative reconnaissance. I
Oh
don't
my
know where
god,
the fuck
there's so
I
much you
think
could
I
do with
saw him
it.
here. I think I saw him there. And it's like you are basically the Jason Bourne fucking deer, and Lee Ellis is gonna try to kill you.
Dude,
And it's
I
like,
know, and yeah, no, and that is exactly what I'm talking about. And yeah, and no, Leah, dude, I watch all those videos. He is, yeah, I love watching that. And I actually, well, I sent him a message on Instagram. He never answered, but I wanted to ask because I did make a video last year to where I was the deer that he was shooting, and I just took cuts out of like one of his YouTube videos, you know, and just mixed it into mine. And I tried, and I made it for like 2 weeks and I tried to like ask him first, but then I just posted it. A bunch of people thought it was funny, but I don't know. I don't think he ever liked it or anything,
I
so
just
I
sent him
wasn't
a text
sure.
right now. We'll see if he responds. So I mean, if he does, great. I'll lay it up, and if he doesn't, I'll see if I can't get a hold of Bill Thompson and see if he can't get a hold of him, or Bo, or one of the other guys, or Johnny, or somebody out there in PA that can get a hold
Yeah. Hey, that would be awesome. And then yeah, I would. Yeah, that's awesome.
There's ways to integrate with all that stuff, man. Like, I mean, I probably have at least an idea for every single brand in the entire category. If it's like someone like Spartan Forge, like, man, there's like, you know, someone watching me right now. Is there a satellite floating around? Because their imagery is so freaking amazing that
Yeah.
like you'd be like, Jesus Christ, I can't sleep anywhere without this satellite picking me off, you know? Or if it's
Oh
like,
yeah, dude. And I mean,
there's a lot
yeah,
of
and I mean, like that's the thing about hunting, you know. I mean, there is scents, there is this, there's that. I mean, bug killers. I mean, you can go on and on and on with, or bug repellent, I should say. But you can go on and on and on with characters you could put on the other side of a hunting product. I mean,
Can you get
and I mean,
a
especially because I mean,
costume and I just kill you?
yeah, yeah.
I fucking hate mosquitoes so bad. Oh, it's
Oh,
that
me
damn
too.
thermocell again. It's a force field. What am I running into here? Like, there's just
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Mosquitoes are horrible.
So my son, I have 3 kids, 7, 5, and 3, and my
Oh, yeah.
5-year-old is my middle guy, Dane, and I'm not joking. If I went into his room right now, I think he probably has somewhere between 100 and 150 costumes in his room. The
Really?
kid is obsessed with Halloween and costumes to a
Oh,
degree that doesn't make sense. I don't know what he's gonna do with his life. I don't know. It's wild. Where the hell was I going with this? I had a different point I was gonna make, and I was gonna use this to lead into it. Shit. I don't know. Something about my son with costumes and the fact that he have all these costumes. Hell, it's gone now. I took too much time to explain my thought, and I ruined it. Oh, well. I'll have to move on for now. It's just not there. My brain just went dead. Stupid
Oh, you
thought.
know, that's all right.
Anyway, if it
But
comes
yeah, no, I honestly think with those videos, anybody who is a, you know, avid hunter that a lot of people like, and you know, I mean, exactly, just like how Lee Ellis has. I mean, you know, he hunts a lot of suburban, and he does a lot more than that now. But you know, he always hunts in suburban areas and stuff. I mean, you could make, I mean, a suburban deer, dude. I mean, you could make so much with that, you know, because it is a different type of thing, you know. And it's a whole nother thing that I feel like, and I think they would do amazing, especially if you got like the king of it in the tree for them, you know?
100%, dude. Like,
Yeah.
even the guys that like, I don't know, there's John Eberhart that's like, I don't play the win. You'd be like, busted you. You know, you could make fun of people like
Yep.
that. You could pander
Oh,
them.
yeah, because
Dan Infalt.
everybody has their little thing, you know?
Yeah.
Everyone has something you can call them out on.
What's the other one? Dan Infalt. And this isn't a call out thing, but I've heard him say things like, I mean, he's not the only one, but deer see the world with their nose. And you could be like, doing the head bob thing, and like, man, I can't see
Yep.
shit. I can't see shit. What is that? I can't smell it. I can't see it. I gotta go upwind. I gotta go upwind. And that reminds me of Super Bad, where they're like, they're by the grocery store and that chick runs by. They're like, oh, is that so and so? Man, I gotta get a look at those things. And they like run up the road a little bit. I feel like it's a little bit of that type of scene. There's just, God, this is a fun. I should just talk to you more often because you really get my creative side going. This is a ton of fun.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Hey, I can go for hours, I promise. I'm pretty sure I annoy a lot of people in my life with how many ideas I have.
Do you know how bad a rut bug smells with their glands? You're like, dude, how do your glands smell? Man, my glands they're pretty
Oh,
potent
dude.
right
Hey,
now.
hey, you guys actually want to hear something, a mistake that I made out making deer videos last year?
Oh yeah, let's hear the blunders.
Dude, so last year, right? So I mean, obviously I love deer hunt. I didn't watch Bambi, okay? I never was really a Bambi guy, okay? I didn't watch the movie Bambi. I always thought Bambi was a boy, okay?
Yeah, Bambi was a boy, right?
Mhm.
He turned into a buck.
Or
Didn't
no,
he?
or no, sorry. I thought Bambi was a girl. My bad. Yeah.
I was like, wait a second, I've been watching the wrong movie.
So yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
my
other
bad, dude.
version.
So I have a video sitting
The
in the
Disney
unposted
version.
in my unposted deer video section, and it's of Bambi, but I talk about Bambi like she's a girl. And I got a couple of I got like a spike and an 8-point stand on the side of the field and a giant like 160-inch, hard hat. Buck walks out, and I basically start asking the great prince of the forest, Bambi's dad, because I thought Bambi was a freaking girl. I'm like, hey man, how old's Bambi now? Where's she at? Like all this stuff. And hilarious video. But if I ever posted it, people would be like, dude, Bambi's a
Bambi's his
freaking
boy.
boy. So yeah, that was a
Who was the
mistake.
girl
And
deer that he ended up dating? Like Bambi found a chick deer, doe. Like,
yeah, I know,
what's her name?
I know.
Who?
But
Someone in the comments has to know Bambi's girlfriend's name.
yeah, I don't. I'm
Google
not the
machine
guy.
will tell you.
I don't have time to Google. Hey Siri, what was the girl deer name in the movie Bambi?
Seriously, we're doing this?
Yeah, I gotta know now.
I do that all the time.
The name of the female fawn in the movie Bambi is Feline.
Feline. Wow,
Yeah.
my brain just came back to me. Feline.
Yeah, see, hey, so I should just actually next summer get the same rack in the video and say, hey, great prince of the forest, where's Feline at? That's what
There
I
you
need
go.
to say.
Hey Bambi, where's your girlfriend, huh? Where's your freaking
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Bambi's
yeah,
a little bitch?
that would
I'll
actually
take
be
him
good.
out.
Well,
He's not
white
even
tails don't breed
116
for life,
inches.
right, bud?
Yeah, there you go. I'm just gonna skip this whole thing out. So we gotta get in touch with Lee. We gotta there's all sorts of little tasks here that I feel like we gotta work about. Who are some other notorious hunters that you could be bringing in or maybe even imitating? But you're in Michigan.
Yeah. So there's so I have talked to Guy Fitzgerald, which is Dan Fitzgerald's son.
Mhm.
And I think Dan Fitzgerald, I could make some really great ones with him up in the tree, and I'm working on that a little bit. I've been talking to them quite a bit. So I mean, that's been cool. And I mean, really, I mean, and I actually the other guy who comments on him all the time and just likes him or whatever, I've had a very small conversation with him on TikTok messages, and just because I sent him a message said, "Hey man, if you ever want to be in one, like I think it'd be awesome to get you up in the tree." And that was Josh Bomar, and he comments on him quite a bit, pretty often. But I would love to get something done with that too. That'd be
Hey,
great.
dude, I think that hunter's truck's on fire.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. You could do so
If you want to light
much.
up another truck, like, let's go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You could do a lot with that.
Dude, that guy could carry us out of here with his pinky. I'm not fucking with that guy. Like,
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
like, he's a
Yep.
big-
Yeah,
he's a-
dude. There's so much you could do with that.
That's funny.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a yeah, there's just a lot of smaller scale guys too. I mean, that are just like me. That I even think if I hopped in videos with them and got them up in a tree, that they'd be great. Like the other one I was talking to was do you guys know who Ricky and the Boss is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so John Michael, him I sent a message to, and him and I are planning on doing some of that too, even with getting like, he has Ricky and Roscoe. I think it'd be cool to even get something like that going and, get them out in the tree hunting, popular characters online. I think stuff like that would do good.
Well, Tony just said Mark Kenyon. And
Kenyon,
here's the thing. Kenyon probably, he would, I don't know. But if he did, cool. I feel like he would struggle like with, can I do that? Or should I do that? Or how would that work? Or whatever. But at some point, what's going to happen, Skyler, is like your ability to reach a younger demographic at scale in the droves of the millions of like viewers that you're reaching.
Yep.
There's brands that are going to need to become relevant to that audience because that's the demographic they need to be reaching. And so
Right. Yeah.
pull you in, and you're going to be a conduit for that activity. Like,
Yeah.
Working for an agency, I'm already thinking like 10 other ways I want to bring you in on some other brands I work with because like you have a unique ability, and the fact that you aren't cussing as much like makes you favorable to brands.
And that's the thing I tell everyone, because honestly, I always see a lot of comments about all kinds of stuff in my comments about why I shouldn't
There's
swear.
a lot
I'm
of
like, you know what?
millions
I'm
of
not
people.
like a
Yeah.
perfect person, but I try to be like the best person I can be. So I mean, dude, if I say I cuss, I work in construction, I deer hunt, I fish. Everyone I hang out with drops an F-bomb every freaking 20 minutes. I mean, it's just who I am. So, but I always tell brands very easily.
I would just not swear in that video. Like,
Right, yeah,
not a big
very,
deal.
very easily.
I'll pretend
And,
there's kids
I
around.
think I put on a pretty I'm always respectful to people in the comments. I try to comment back to everyone. I try to message everybody back. I mean, besides the swearing, I feel like it stays pretty clean. And a lot of my followers don't view it as, disrespectful, I would like to think. But
No, demographically, it's. I think it's totally okay to do so. And if you're working with,
oh
brand,
yeah,
yeah,
especially for people especially for people under their 50s or whatever. Because that stuff's kind of going away too, I feel like.
yeah, we swear on this show. I've done it a bunch on this episode because I feel like I could.
Right.
I was just over at the Working Class Boner podcast last Thursday. I think that'll air later this month. Boy, when I tell you what, when I'm around other people on a different show, I let loose. I was like, you guys, how much can I swear on this show? And they're like, as much as you want. And they're like, we're on a hinge over here as much as you want. I was like, oh, all right, let's go.
Perfect.
Like, totally.
Yep.
It's mine. I'm trying to like keep it my P's and Q's a little bit, but you have to be comfortable in your skin and be who you are. And if swearing is part of who you are, there's just no getting around it.
Oh yeah, and I mean the other thing I tried to tell people is now so when I first started making them, I would make one like just say I'd go for a minute, right? Like I'd have my buddy set up a tripod, say, hey man, I'm gonna dress up as the deer and I'm gonna stand in the middle of this frame, just make sure you press play and stop when I tell you to. And I would make the whole 1 minute section, the first section, and I would take it, throw it into CapCut, cut it all up, and then I would go get up in my tree and make all the hunter sections, and then hopefully I guessed right, which not guessed, but hopefully I got it right and I can cross them over and make them make sense. But and that's how I was doing them a lot at first, but not so I feel like the F word was a big filler word for me because I'd be like, oh yeah, and you're gonna shoot me, and I'd be like, fuck, what do I gotta say next? What do I gotta say next? And then I'd be like, yeah, motherfucker, you didn't hit me or something, like I just had to say something.
The way you swear is like what gets me. That's why I like the swearing videos. I'm like, yeah, it's way better, I think.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I honestly do. Like, I think it's funny with the bleeps too. I think the bleeps are still pretty funny.
So there's we had him on our show a long time. It's Jordan Syatt with Syatt Fitness.
Mm-hmm.
He's got like I don't know, 1 million or 2 followers, something like that, across
Oh,
the
yeah.
social channels he does. He's like a fitness dude, and he intentionally bleeps out. He'll go to. You'd think he's bleeping out the swears, but he's not. The bleeps are like
Delayed.
they're like delayed or preemptive. It's intentional, and I
Oh,
find that to be hysterical. I'm like, what? So you're not even bleeping out the swear word. It's like bleep, fuck, bleep it, like not actually masking the swear word. And I
oh
find
yeah.
it to be like a very funny tactic that he does because he's just trying to show like I don't care. And
Right. Oh
the
yeah.
comments are like, dude, you didn't even bleep out the swear words, and it's like, yeah, no shit, he like that was the point.
Right.
Kind of a funny thing. Did you do a collab with Scott Evans, Botalk?
Me?
Yeah. Did you guys?
No. I haven't done a collab with anybody ever on anything yet.
That could be a good one. I wonder because he's really good at doing those collabs. Like he's always like walking around with like something that looks like a phone, but it isn't. Like I'd be on my remote doing something.
Yep. Well, the other thing is, is normally when I like see, like, I mean, for example, like, say I got a person like, Lee Ellis in a stand or anybody who I had, that I knew a little bit about, or even if I could just look at their Instagram or what they're about, I can probably come up, like, when I bring my buddies out there, I put them in a tree stand or wherever they're going to be in, and I'll tell them everything to say in one shot. And that's what I always try to tell people when I ask them to help me with these videos. I'm like, man, like, dude, you probably think it's going to be this big, huge, long ordeal, but like, really, I just need you up in that tree for 15 minutes, and we'll get everything done, and then we'll go make my deer parts, and it'll be done. And so I think it's a pretty efficient thing, and I'm not asking for a lot of anybody's time. I feel like, and I mean, trust me, anybody that comes and hangs out with me out there gets taken care of. I promise.
I don't know what that means. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey,
I know you contract with knee pads and shit. Like I don't know where this is gonna go.
Wow.
I can hang with contract. I can get real into this shit real quick. We usually start off every episode with some awkward remark
There's always
that makes
something.
Greg get real uncomfortable real quick. Like
Oh yeah.
like contractors having knee pads.
That's not something I have not heard before, ever.
Bullshit.
Not ever.
You got to be kidding me. There's no way I'm
Never.
the first person to talk about knee pads on
I
contractors.
just said you're not the first time.
Oh,
I've
I'm
ever heard
not.
Oh yeah. No.
Oh, yeah, I heard
electricians.
Yeah, electricians. I mean,
I'm just kidding.
electricians walk around with a target on their back and their belly. I mean,
What?
there's plenty of ammo on making fun of electricians and.
Oh yeah. Hey, actually, a lot of my
funny
first
they are.
videos, those were the good ones. Was messing with electricians.
Yep.
That's pretty
good
great.
stuff.
Yeah. What do you have like trade wars? Do you do different trade? Do you pit the tradesmen against each other and like the conversations you roll up at a house?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
True
Oh
here.
yeah. And I mean, I used to do a lot more of that. But like, it's so random on what I'm gonna make now. I don't know if there was a couple weeks there to where every time I went out and snowblowed my driveway or rode my snowmobile or went fishing, I just made one about my boat or my snowmobile or my snowblower or something,
Yeah. I like it, man. That's pretty great. Dude, so boy, oh boy. Where do people find you? I think it's just by searching your name, right?
Yeah, yep.
Skyler.
Yeah, I always tell people it's easiest to just go right on Google and type it in my Instagram, TikTok, so whatever anybody has will show up.
Okay. Are you doing YouTube shorts too or no? Like it's a lot of work.
Yes, I do YouTube shorts. I need to get better at it. And honestly, man, I make all my videos a minute long for TikTok.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, I put them on everywhere else. So I feel like, because I could make a 30, 40-second video and fit all the information in it, but it just stinks because, and then, when you put it on TikTok, whatever, So, yeah, I do got to get better and double down.
When, and we're not sure what's going to happen with TikTok still.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Might still go away. And it was fascinating, like, because when that happened, I didn't think it was going to happen that way. I thought it was going to be deprecated, but then still available. Like, I was shocked that if TikTok left it on, the US couldn't shut it down. Like it would die on a vine slowly over time as app updates couldn't be done. The fact that TikTok shut it down from there and is what really severed the connection. I was like, holy shit, it's gone.
Like it's just gone.
And so for you, that's an income stream. I have to imagine at this point, like you're making decent dollars doing that.
Oh yeah.
Like so diversifying to YouTube and to IG.
Well, in honest,
it's smart to be doing that because at one point one of these platforms could just go away,
Yeah, and I mean, I talk to everybody. I think everyone can have something of value to say. So ever since I started this, dude, I didn't care if they had 10,000 followers, 15,000 followers, 30, and I mean, dude, a guy that I just talked to today, his name is on there's Legend, but his real name's Brandon, and super cool dude. He freaking when I met him, he had like 150,000 followers, and I still think he's around that same mark. And I actually have way more than him now. But I mean, dude, I honestly think even like something as small as not texting that dude back, I would have, I don't think I would have stopped doing it. But he helped guide me through like a lot of stuff on there that I had no idea about. And he was also the one that got me on Facebook, Instagram, showed me like, man, you can't just do it here, you got to do it everywhere. So I
Yeah.
mean, just meeting people like that, it can make a big difference.
All that stuff help. Like I love taking those types of conversations and trying to help people or like ask
Yeah.
questions.
Yep.
We are Dan Matthews with Dramatic Outdoorsman helped us with TikTok when we were first figuring that out, and his wife Sam gave us like a bit of a blueprint to follow, and we're like, all right, well let's try it and see what happens. And
Yep.
it blew up for a hot minute. No, we never scaled past like 40-some thousand followers, but that was enough for us to sell a shit ton of hats. Like,
Oh yeah.
that's our business. Like we do e-com, and like
You guys ever mess with the TikTok shop on there?
yeah, we're on it. I don't think I'm doing it right, and I also haven't put a lot of time and energy into it.
Oh,
But like we do sell through on it quite a bit. We actually sell a lot on Etsy.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah,
most
I need to
people are
get better at all that stuff too, because I would love to put out some shirts for the deer suit. I think you could make some really good memes on shirts out of that.
You certainly could, man. There's no
Yeah.
like, your creativity knows no bounds when it comes to even that stuff. I mean,
Right. Yeah.
Hats that Greg and I are wearing. You look at Greg; he's got the.
Oh yeah.
I'll pretty sweat it up now, but
It's the OG, man. This is a lucky
Oh
hat.
yeah.
the first hat we ever made.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, heck
it's
yeah.
the one. It's like I think people would wear a hat with a small antler on it. I think people get it. There's enough guys that shoot spikes at deer camp, and sure enough, we
Oh yeah.
don't have to know who we are to buy our hats. That's for damn
Well,
sure.
yeah, and I mean, dude, that's the other thing. I feel like there's a big, market in the, a lot of people, like, I mean, shooting a big buck's awesome. Anybody that does it, congratulate, like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying any because I mean, I pass up 2.5-year-old 8 points, whatever, try to get a big buck too. But I absolutely hate when people mess with somebody about shooting a little deer. And I feel like for the past 10, 15 years or whatever, like ever since I was a little kid, I mean, everyone just talked about, killing the big buck, killing the monster buck, killing this and that. I think people are really trying to get back to what, like, a certain degree of the hunting community is trying to just get back
Some
to.
people are trying to
like,
climb back down the mountain to go hang out.
yes,
Like,
yeah,
you know-
because they just
Yeah.
want to go to deer camp and have fun again and see a deer pool full of deer and kids smiling and messing with the
Yes.
heads and that's what people want to see. I think.
I think it's both, and you're always going to have both. But I think once you and you ebb and flow, and people come in out of things, and they come out of things, and you transition through different phases and periods of
Oh
life.
gosh.
And like right now, you're a young dude working hard as a foreman. You're doing stuff. At some point, you have a family or kids and a wife, and suddenly like your priorities shift and change, or your career takes off. There's
Oh
all these
gosh,
different
yes.
things that compete. And I would love to be the hardcore guy climbing the theoretical mountain of chasing big whitetails. That is
Yeah.
not a reality for me, and I have to accept that. And like then I'm like,
Oh
well,
yeah.
I'm the kind of time I can't expect to kill a big buck. So, but I still want to hunt. Like I still want to go.
Oh
down
yeah.
there, I still want to get meat. So I'm like,
Oh yeah.
am I really
Yeah,
a
dude.
39-year-old
I mean, you buy the tag, you should be able to go out
Yeah.
and do that
Be proud of it.
150%.
Yeah. So
And
there's-
I mean, dude, if my grandpa, who hasn't hunted in the last 6 years, walks out in the woods and shoots a freaking spike horn, and anyone has something to say about it, dude, I would rip them a new one. I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna walk out in them woods. I'm gonna take my little cousins, everybody. We're gonna kill every 4-point in this son of a bitch, because freaking you are not doing that. Like, he is happy with that spike horn. You're gonna let him be happy with that.
yeah,
damn thing.
yeah, it's different things. But I think you're right. There is to some degree. There's like I always think of the Dark Knight Rises, which I feel like is an old movie now, sadly. But we're like, why so serious? Like, I think
Yeah.
at some point we look at ourselves and go, like, why am I so serious? Like, let's just go have some fucking fun. Like,
Right? Yeah. I mean, dude,
Yeah.
freaking go out there with your buddies and freaking smoke 2 does or freaking do whatever,
Yep.
whatever.
Yeah. If you can cook up fresh loins after a hunt, that's a damn good hunt.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And I mean, dude, those are some of the best nights. You go sit in the blind with your buddy in rifle season, knock a couple of those down, freaking
I shot
whatever,
the buck that's over by Greg's shoulder. He came out, helped me get the loins out the back
yeah.
cover, and we cooked them up. He wrapped them in bacon. We cooked them on the grill, and my
Yep.
daughter ate fresh venison that night with us. It was
Yep.
like pretty freaking cool.
Oh yeah.
So, like that's the kind of stuff. Like that's it's a whole extended part of the memory. Like there's a whole memory of getting out there, killing it, dragging it. I was there with my good buddy.
Oh yeah, and I mean, dude, even like last weekend, I mean, so I like I said, I'm really lucky. I have So like my Uncle Dub, he took me my dad don't really ice fish, but like ice fishing, I'm really into that. My uncle took me to do that, and dude, my life would be totally different if I didn't ice fish.
Ice
Like
fish.
I love ice fishing. It takes up a lot of my time when it's around and it's available.
Mhm.
Or I mean, even like hunting, dude. Like I had 2 or 3 uncles that would just, every weekend, calling me like, "Hey man, you want to come up to the property and hunt?" And I don't know. I just think a lot more people need to experience that in this world.
I got into ice fishing big and heavy for a hot minute when I was like, we're in Wisconsin, dude. Like winters are long and cold and miserable, and I'm like, I could
Oh
see
yeah.
winter, I could go find something to do. And ice fishing is what I took up, and I loved it. It got me
Yep.
outside, and it was a great way to give Mother Nature the middle finger when you're in a hot shanty.
Oh
Sweating
yeah.
balls off. It was great.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
We didn't catch many fish. We caught a lot of buzzes. That was nice.
Oh yeah, I do that too, dude. Yeah.
A good time. Well, dude, thanks for being on the show. So, okay, we talked about people can find you. What about brands? Like, if they want to get in touch with you, is there an email address or like?
Yeah, it's in every single bio of my social pages, but it's sbproductions1213@gmail.com.
Why 1213? That's fun. What's that all about?
That's my birthday, 12/13.
Oh, okay.
December 13th, 2000.
All right,
and
cool.
I tried making it just as SB Productions, but it wouldn't let me.
Oh, that's lame. Stupid.
So
Google.
yeah, I had to do the little 1213. And I mean, I'm sure there's a special way to do it, and I'm sure I can get a special email or something from it. And I should probably do that, I'm sure, but
it's hard to work. There's working on the business and working in the business. You're in the business for the most part now, and you'll get some time to work on the business at some point. So
yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
That's cool.
For sure.
Well, dude, thanks. Yeah, thanks for being on the show.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're going to do plenty more of these things. You're welcome back here anytime. And if you're ever in Wisconsin, you got to come into the studio here in person and like.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'd love to
make you dress up as a deer.
one run through and a 5-minute sit down, then I want to be in normal clothes.
Yeah. And then I got plenty of friends in Michigan. So if I'm out that way at any point, I'll hit you up if we want to rip something real quick for 15-20 minutes.
Oh yeah, hey, for sure, dude. And hey, I have a jet boat, and when I say I do something hunting or fishing almost every day, I'm serious. I would take you.
That'd be fun. I suck at fishing, like for real.
Hey, that's fine. I can show you, I promise. I would not be willing to take random old men out there if I wasn't a decent teacher.
Oh, that's good. I like crappie fishing in the early season. If I get the opportunity, I like catching pike with this guy.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why we go for pike.
Salmon. You've been out on my boat.
Yeah, the salmon.
Fishing.
Yeah, I don't like that as much as the inland lakes. I don't mind it. It's fun.
Yeah,
it's a whole different scenario.
Trolling for salmon versus.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
you gonna have your boat done this year, Greg?
It was done last year.
You just didn't get out.
Well, I got out once. I made it out once.
You gonna try to get out more this year?
Yeah, that's the plan.
That's the plan.
Always the plan.
You gonna fish salmon-orama?
I'm not sure. I might not be able to with my work schedule. We'll see.
All right. Well, that's all I got. I'm good, I think. We'll end the live broadcast. I didn't field any calls today. Sorry about that. I didn't put the number on the screen, but we'll be back next week. We have, let me just check the calendar so I can share who we got. Calendar. Oh, my phone is just not cooperating today, dude. Maybe my computer will tell me. Meeting. So next week, Cliff Gray is our guest. He's like a big into spear fishing. I think in I want to say Hawaii, but I'm not actually sure. I got to do a little bit of research. He's a guide. He's been on the Joe Rogan podcast at some point, talking about stuff. So that'll be fun. Then we got a guy, Ben Shaw, after that, and then the week of the 25th, I'm in Nashville for spring break, and then we go to the trade show.
Nice.
Speaking of the trade show, we have we're gonna do 10 turkey calls that Master Time's making, custom turkey calls. There's only 10 of them. They'll be numbered 1 out of 1, 2 out of, or 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10, so on and so forth. There's gonna be only available at the trade show in the Dells. So if you want one of those, you got to come to the booth.
They're gonna be nice calls.
I've just got a mock up from that, and they look pretty. They're different design this year, but same concept of a limited run. We have baby onesies coming out right now. We just got them in, so we got to get them photographed on the website, but that'll be a trade show thing by and large. If we have any left, we'll put them on the site. We got flannels that we got to move through. Those will be at the trade show. Our hunting season survivor sweatshirt will be our big seller at the trade show, I think. And then all our hats and stuff that you can expect, stickers and so forth. So, and just come hang out with us at the booth. Tyler will probably have his dogs there. We'll be by the bar, get in the big room. I'll be happily drinking Bloody Marys and talking about deer hunting.
Sounds good.
That'll be it.
Best thing.
Yeah, if you want to come to a fun trade show, there's plenty of them around. But the Wisconsin Open Season show is actually pretty damn good. It's at the Kalahari Resort in the Wisconsin Dells the last week of March. So I don't know our group number off the top of my head, but I mean, you'll find us if you come there. You figure it out. It's not that big.
All right.
Cool. All right.
Cool.
And there we go.